All right, we're going live. All right, all right. Peace to the Moors out there. We going live today. We're gonna have the brother Mr. Ford on. Some of you who read the brother Peter Moon's books, or maybe even who watched the interview we had with the brother, may have heard of Mr. Ford before. Okay, this brother's very interesting. I'm gonna speak on him a little bit, and he's already on the line. So we're going to get started. First and foremost, okay, as always, we rise, we give praise, honors to the Most High, Father of the universe, Allah. As always, we give honors to our illustrious noble prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. We also give honors to the first appointed Supreme Grand Sheikh of the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's right, the Prophet actually established the Supreme Grand Council before he made the transition, and he appointed Brother Isma-El as the Supreme Grand Sheikh. We always give honors to him. We give honors to former Supreme Grand Sheikh of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and that's Brother D. Bailey L. And we also give honors to the current Supreme Grand Sheikh, Brother K. Dandridge L. We give honors to the Supreme Grand Council, the Grand Body, and all faithful members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And in addition, personally, we give honors to all members, all members that's in leadership in whatever capacity that you serve the Moorish Divine and National Movement. Everybody who's true, who loves Allah, who loves the Prophet, we give honors to you. So we're not worried about any differences, any of that stuff, because if you're living right and true, if you're living by the divine constitution and bylaws and by the additional laws and all of these things, then we're on the same team and we give honors to you. And also, in addition to that, we give honors to all the Asiatics out there, even the ones who don't consider themselves Moors. You know, it doesn't matter. We can still work together. So we give honors to these brothers and sisters out there. Everybody that's positive, prosperous about moving, you know, protecting our community, moving forward, being successful, all of the things that we need, we're on the same team. So we give honors. And in addition, I almost forgot, but we always give honors to the forerunner to the prophet, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Okay? And this brother, Mr. Ford L., was actually on a group call with some other Moors, and he was speaking, and he had some insight, you know, on some things that I've heard about before, maybe even some things that I've read about, like the Ben Isma-El Tribe. For those that don't know, they were actually people that, you know, some were saying were indigenous. You know, they called them Indians, and they called themselves Ben Isma-El Tribe, and they were like migrants, like, you know, they were nomads, and they would travel, you know, like in a triangle direction. I'm not going to get all into it. I'll let him explain it better, but it was like kind of a triangular direction, you know, that they would travel between Indiana and maybe Illinois, but it was in the Midwest. And, you know, he has some key insight on that. And, you know, he like said some things I never heard anybody else speaking about either, about the area of Little Egypt in Illinois. Brother had a lot of insight. He's working on a book. Very intelligent brother. I respect him, and he's on here, and he's gonna share some stuff with you. And you know, going forward, you know, the brother's releasing a book. We're gonna support, you know, because he's coming with a lot of knowledge and wisdom, information, that's key for us. Understanding, what we have right here that's unique, to the Moors in America. And so that's why he's on this broadcast. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a great experience for everyone. And if the brother's already on the line, Mr. Ford, are you there? Okay, hang on 1 second. Let me make sure everybody can hear you. All right. Hang on 1 second. All right, can you say something again? All right, nah, they can't hear you. Okay, hang on. I'm take care of this. Okay, try again. All right, still not working. Yeah, man, it's something different because I'm on this a different computer, but it's all good. We got it. Let's just take these headphones out and see if all right. Okay, go ahead, man. Let me hear you speak again and see if the mic's picking it up.
Islam. Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right, in the chat, if just make sure if you can hear the brother, just type 1. Yeah. All right, Mr. Ford. All right, Islam, peace to everybody in here. If you can hear this brother, type 1. Mr. Ford, okay, cool. All right, so it looks like you could talk. If you could, please explain who you are, just real quick, how long you've been studying Moorish science, and just, what brought you into this insight, on what I was speaking about a little earlier.
Okay. All right. Islam. I'm Brother Yashmal Guichita. And, before I start, I have to give my honors to Allah of the universe. I give my honors to the former of the Moorish Divine National Movement, Martin Synthesizing. I give honors to our prophet, the last prophet in these days, times, Moses Jalu. And I also give honors to the leadership along with Sister Dave McNair Bay, who was Supreme Grand Sheikah of Chicago, Illinois. My Supreme Grand Sheikah is Sister Kay Ill, and also her husband, Brother Arnold Bay. I give honors to all faithful Ills and Bays who have really been way to Allah. Last but not least, I give honors to my forefathers and foremothers, and I would like to give a certain group of thieves in the Moorish Holy Company. It'll be keys 32, 33, 40, and 41. Key 32 is where's the Moroccan Empire? That's what the Mecca. What is the modern name for Mecca, Africa? And then 40 will be what is our prophet to us? He is the angel of Allah who is sent to bring us the everlasting gospel of Allah. And 41, what is the everlasting gospel? It is the stable power that comes from Allah through our ancient fathers by his prophet. All right, so basically, I've been studying for about, I want to say since like 2007, 2008. I'm about 27 years old. I'll be 28 in November. So it's been about a little over 10 years. I've been studying this information. It started when I was in high school after reading the autobiography of Malcolm X. and getting off into different type of music, like Nas. You know, he talked about like Dr. York and a whole bunch of stuff. So I was reading. I started reading a lot of stuff that he was talking about. I thought it was interesting, and eventually it led me to learning the Prophet.
Islam.
And that's how initially I got off into more science, per se, the Moorish Divine Method movement. How I came across this information was 2015. I was reading stuff about like Peter Moon. It was after I don't know, man. I was doing a lot of studying. I found myself like I'll be studying something and it always brings back to the same point or to the point where I started with. So I really, I really don't know where which particular thing came from, which is why I gave the keys 40 and 41. Everlasting Gospel was just, it was a Satan power, it kept me searching.
Those are those synchronicities that Peter Moon's always talking about. Like if you read any of his literature, yeah. So you already know to pay attention to that. There's no such thing as coincidences. And
it's like, but I don't want to touch wisdom, but that's in the, I believe it's chapter 2 of the Holy Quran, the education of Mary and Elizabeth, Zoe in Egypt, where it says, let's see, it says something about basically, law governs all events. Basically, there's no coincidence. This law governs all events. I can't find it on here right now. More chapter 1. But yeah. So should I just go off to the lesson? Get off to the lesson?
Sure. I mean, I have some questions. I could just ask you after. I'll just ask you. After you go.
All right. No, I mean, if you have questions, you can ask me the question.
All right. Okay. All right. So, just to get started, right? Hang on 1 second. All right. Like first off, okay, you were talking about the significance, like, of some time periods. You were talking about like what happened, on July 4th, 1778, and then the next year, what our prophet told us about 1779 with the labels being placed on the Asiatics.
Islam. Okay. All right. So July 4th, 1778. It happened in Kaskaskia, Illinois, which is in southern Illinois. The Northwest Territory, which included states like Indiana, Illinois, obviously. Okay, here it is. It says, let's see, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, and the northwestern part of Minnesota.
Islam.
And basically what happened is July 4th, 1778, the Northwest Territory was captured by at the time who was what you would say, the revolutionary, the colonists of North America. It was captured by them from the British, who were in alliance with indigenous people here to basically, I guess you to protect the land from the colony, which was in 1778. And it's known as the Northwest Ordinance. Then 1779, according to Act 6, the names Negro, colored, black folk, and Ethiopians were placed upon the land. And, we all know the history about that.
All right. So you're saying, just to recap, that in 1778 is when this old Northwest region was captured by the British, right? And
No, I'm sorry, no. It was captured by the colonists who were fighting the British.
Okay.
For the independence.
All right. And you were speaking about, like, in the Northwest area, you had the Little Egypt area as well, right?
It's not.
And for those that don't know, like, can you explain, where Little Egypt is and the significance of that, and maybe how that plays in to those two events occurring in 1778 and 79?
Okay. Well, Little Egypt is an area in southern Illinois. It is like, I want to say north of St. Louis. It's right across the river. The Mississippi River is from St. Louis. That general area by itself has a lot of significance to it because the area code 618 is in synchronicity. I think you said is one of the mathematical equations that used to be the pyramid, which is 1.618, which is known as the Fibonacci sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in the I'm talking about the Great Pyramids. I'm speaking on the pyramids as of now. I'm talking about the pyramids in the area that is known as Mizraim, Hakuta, as they call Egypt now. The two mathematical equations were 1.618, which is ironically the area code for the area known as Southern Illinois. The other mathematical equation was 3.14, which is the area code for St. Louis, which is right across the river. So it's like, it's like right there. So also
3.14, that's pi, right? In 3.14 pi?
Islam, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Islam. So if you could go ahead and go off of your presentation, and I'll just ask any other questions later.
Okay. Islam. Give me a second. I'm about to shut up real quick. All right. So if everybody can, I need you to get the Holy Quran of the Most High Temple of America out and go to chapter 47. And we're going to read up to verse 6. And just a reminder, keep keys 32 and 33 in mind. What is the Moroccan Empire? What is Reconnecting? What is the modern name for Mexico? Africa? As I'm reading this. Now, chapter 37 is Egypt, the capital empire of the dominion of Africa. We're going to read up until verse 6. And once we're done with this, we're going to go to the Holy, the Bible, Holy, as we may become. So, I'm about to start reading. Egypt, the capital empire of the dominion of Africa. The inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. Old man Cook and his family are the first inhabitants of Africa who came from the land of Canaan. His father Ham and his family were second. Then came the word Ethiopia, which means the demarcation line of the dominion of America, the first true and divine name of Africa. The dividing of the land between the father and the son. The dominion of Cook is northeast and southeast Africa, and northwest and southwest was his father's dominion of Africa. In later years, many of their brethren from Israel and the Holy Lands joined them. Now, this is where the key comes in here. And everybody pay attention to this. The Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit northwest Africa, they were the founders and are the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire, with their Canaanite, Hittite, and Amorite brethren who sojourned from the land of Canaan seeking new home. All right, so does anybody have any questions about that?
No, Islam. That's clear.
Okay. All right, so now we're about to go to Genesis chapter 47. So I want everybody to know this is the first chapter 47 in the Bible, which is in Genesis. And I'm going to read again up to verse 6. And there's like a chapter summary here. So I'm gonna read the chapter summary, then I'm gonna read back to verse. It says Israelites settled in Goshen. Jacob blessed Pharaoh. Joseph sells grain to the Egyptians. Pharaoh receives their cattle and lands. Jacob desires to be buried with his fathers in Canaan. It says, then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all that they have come out of the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, what is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, for two sojourn in the land as we come, for thy servants have no pasture for their flock, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore we pray thee, let thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, thy father and thy brethren are to come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land we make thy father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen, let them dwell. And if thou knowest any man of activity among them, then make them rulers over my cattle. And Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and set him before Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. So, just for a quick recap, there are certain words that jump out. Like, for example, if you go to chapter 47, verse 6, in your Quran, in the Holy Quran, in the Most High Temple of America, it says, the Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit northwest Africa, they were the fathers and are the two possessors of the present Moroccan Empire, with their Canaanite, Hittite, and Amorite brethren who sojourned. Their words sojourn from the land of Canaan seeking new home. So the thing that jumped out to me is the word Canaan and sojourn. That's in chapter 47, verse 6, in our Holy Time of the Most High Temple of America.
Islam.
And it says here at the beginning of chapter 47 in Genesis. Let me see. Yeah, all right, here it is. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all they have come out the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. I also want to add this there too. Southern Illinois is known as the land of Goshen.
Wow.
Also, I can't recall the year. There was a famine that took place in the region, I believe it was like the northeastern region, I could be wrong, of North America, where you had people coming from other states coming to the land of Illinois because of the corn that was growing there. We didn't get hit by the famine. It was like there's a book called A Year Without Famine that talks about this cataclysm that took place.
Wow.
So
yeah,
the land of Goshen is like, this is the famine that they're talking about. It happened over the past 400 years, and not what I learned is when dealing with certain parts of like religious literature, and certain things that are meant to be taken literal, and then there's some things that are meant to be taken metaphysical.
yeah.
What I'm finding in the chapter 47 is that they weave in and out of each other. So it'll be some parts that'll be metaphysical, and at the same time there'll be some parts that are physical as well. Like for example, there's a place called Cairo in Illinois.
What's that place called?
Which is also in southern Illinois, where the Missouri River and the Ohio River meet.
What's that place called?
Cairo.
Illinois, Cairo. Yeah.
Which is it's kind of it mirrors the Cairo in Guichita in Israel, where the white and blue line meet. And if you knew the civil, during the Civil War, you had certain states that were free, like the northern states were free. Then you had the southern states, and there was a certain line drawn on the map. You had the red states and the blue states. Well, the eclipse that took place was it 2017. It hit Cairo, Illinois, and if you follow the route of the eclipse, it matches the slave, what they call the slave state and the free state.
The Great American Eclipse. Yeah.
Here's one. No, you can talk about it.
All right.
It'll sound like you say this time.
Islam, yes. Yeah, somebody in the chat said they had one like that near Dallas, too.
They have what?
I think he's talking about the same point, where the eclipse came across.
Okay, yeah. Islam. Okay, good. Dallas, so another thing you learn is that within every state, there's some connection to Egypt that falls outside of the archaeological concepts and findings of Egypt. Prior to, I want to say, before archaeology became like a hard, what do you call it? Like such a scholarly thing. It was known as antiquarianism. In the schools of antiquarians, they studied the information for what it was. When you're dealing with archaeology, you mainly have like Catholics trying to fit world history into the biblical narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the metaphysical, esoteric concepts that were held by cultures, they're lost in the field of archaeology because they kind of fit into the biblical narrative, and everything else is lost.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a documentary called Magical Egypt by John Anthony West.
Yeah.
And in the documentary, at the beginning, he explains that there's two Egypts. You know, there's the Egypt that we see, and then there's also like an underlying, I guess you could say, magical Egypt. And I don't want to use the word magic, but it's, you know, it's really science. It's forgotten science. But to people that are uninitiated, it appears as magic. So there's the Egypt that is outside of archaeological Egypt, outside of that land mass.
Yeah.
Because if you deal with one people, they have to be speaking one language. So when you have like for example, the people of the Amazon saying the first man rose up there. Then you hear him say that the first man rose up in the Nile. And then you say, look, every indigenous culture says the first man rose up here. Where if there was one landmass, there had to be one people. So no matter where the first man, when they say the first man rose up there, it's the same man.
Uh-huh.
You see, that's the thing. You can't circumscribe this thing. You know, what I learned is that Moorish science is a living school institute, and as you were learning, or as you were trying to figure this thing out, this thing is also figuring you out. And the more you
looks like the call just got dropped. Oh wow, he was just going in too. So it looks like the call got dropped. I'll see if we can get him back on the line. Yeah. Hang on a second. Islam, yeah, I don't know what happened. The call got dropped.
Yep, that tends to happen a lot. But what was the last thing you heard?
So you were explaining how basically there was one landmass, Egypt, like whatever the people were, there's still those people today, regardless of where they're at.
Oh yeah, okay.
Something along those lines.
Did you hear what I was saying? Like, no matter where, all right. So you have indigenous people. No matter where they at, they'll say that the first man rose up here, the first man rose up there.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one landmass, one people, it don't matter where the first man rose up at, it's still the same man. No matter where you go. So, when dealing with, I was saying that Moorish science is a living science, like literally.
Yeah.
And as you are working on it, it is working on you as well. So, you may think you got something down, and then you be researching something, and then it'll give you more clarification or more insight on what you thought you knew about. Like, me writing this book, it's kind of, I'm gonna say it's difficult, but it's kind of what ends up happening is that I can't write chapter per chapter because as I'm writing, I'm thinking I'm done with one chapter, and I'm doing some research, and then I get more insight on the chapter that I thought I was finished with. So it's living, it's alive. Like I said, as you're working on it, it's working on you as well.
Yeah, now I feel you, man. Like not too long after we were speaking to you, we were driving through Indiana and Illinois, and we stopped in some little town like called Plymouth or something. I don't even know really the name. We just stopped there,
Mm-hmm.
and we saw like some area called Goshen. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And like,
You see what I'm saying?
huh?
I said my point exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I'll be walking around, I'm not even looking for it, and they just pop up. I'm like, oh, yep, I got to put this in a book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is what ends up happening when I'm doing a lot of research and stuff. It's like it keeps collapsing on each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so, and then keys 40 and 41.
Uh-huh.
What is our prophet to us? Who is the angel of the Lord who is sent to bring us the everlasting gospel of the Lord? What is the everlasting gospel? It is a saving power that comes from the Lord through our ancient fathers by his promise. So it's like this is just like the everlasting gospel. That's why it don't never stop. It keeps going and going.
Islam.
And me chronicalizing it, it's not a difficult task, but it becomes kind of, it's like a tip for tat.
Yeah.
And, like, even when I stop, it keeps going.
Islam.
So I just a lot of research. All right, so just to add on with those states do y'all remember the states that I named?
Say that again.
Do you guys remember the states that I pointed out that I named?
The state?
Yeah, the states of the old Northwest Territory.
Yeah. The picture's not up, but it was Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio.
Mm-hmm. The northeastern part of Minnesota. Now, what's funny, it's really not funny. It is funny, but it's not funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, like, haha, I get it. And then it becomes like, if you're not, if you don't clear the contents of your cup, it can become overwhelming, and it can drive a lot of people crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
But if you go to it's in the Zodiac Constitution. But in the Zodiac Constitution by Charles Mosley Day, he talks about what is it there? I'm looking for what is it? I believe it is. Oh yeah, here. Like, it's in the Article 7 of the Zodiac Constitution, the Moorish American freedom and legal in the Christian Union. There's a part where it says the morals, the Belgian heirs must never attempt to teach or lecture in official institutes, mainly church, temple, mosques, and This is a violation of the Union Society states right of mankind. But it goes on to say that it says, nor do not ever attempt to influence, it says white in parentheses, people to accept the old truth and principles of your 12 signs and zodiac constitutional law, because the Magna Carta is a laboratory, meaning magnate quarta of white in parentheses, people's economic and social attractions, only which had its beginning in the colonies of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois in 1884 and 1854.
Wow.
So even in the Zodiac Constitution, that a lot of brothers and sisters, don't like to, use, or it's like forbidden. You remember the people, don't look at that, don't study that, don't use that. But even in the Zodiac Constitution, it has it there. It brings up those same states: Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois.
Wow.
To add on to that, I was recently reading this book called The History of Illinois that was written in the 1800s. And it said something that kind of stuck with me. And I'm just paraphrasing. But it said something about how Christianity enslaved. Well, first off, the history of Illinois, the book has like an entire chapter dedicated to the history of the Moors. That's number one. Number two is that in the book, it talks about the Mohammedan religion freed people, while Christianity put people in chains.
Wow.
And I thought that was interesting, because again, in the Controversy, Volume 1, Stephen Bay says that all 50 states have the history of the Moors in their library.
Yeah.
So here I'm reading the history of Illinois, and it's there. The entire history of the Moors.
Yeah.
And in that book, it also made mention of how the fall of the United States, and then Columbus coming here with, I think it's like a year difference, like 41, 40, 42. Columbus comes here, and we know that whole epic.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's this information is living, and I believe it's a lot, and you either gonna catch on to it, get with it, or it's gonna eat you alive.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, look, I want to share something with you.
Okay.
Right, like when we were just a few months ago. Well, not a few months, just last month, we were driving through Indiana, and we went through Prophetstown and Nobleville, right?
Oh.
And I went and looked that up. I'm about to pull up the screen share. Hopefully you can see this. All right. Yeah. All right. So this is what. Hang on. This is what it says for Prophetstown. Well, I'll read it to you, but I'm trying to pull it up on the screen too. So yeah, Prophetstown.
Talk about it. I'm sorry.
All right, yeah. So Prophetstown, it says, Prophetstown State Park commemorates a Native American village founded in 1808 by Tecumseh and his brother Tenskwata, north of Lafayette, Indiana. Right. And that's in like the same area. It's not too far from Chicago. Probably like maybe like 150 miles or something away. And it just says Prophetstown State Park, right? And then Noblesville's not too far from it.
Mm-hmm. Now, just to coming back, I'm sorry to cut the wisdom, but just to coming back on what you just said, Tecumseh had a little brother. His brother was named King Squawatowa, noisemaker.
Uh-huh.
He was known as the prophet. And if you go back and read some of the letters of Tecumseh, he was telling the people, first off, he was a part of a confederation that was basically the trustees, so to speak, or the protectors of the land. That included the Northwest Territory, those states. And he was telling the colonists to return back to their old ways and, protect this land.
Yeah.
And now, here you have 1886, January 8th, this brother, he goes up and telling his people, he's reaching the same people, telling his people the same exact thing. Now, when I make one point, a whole bunch of other points need to be made so the put things into perspective. Now, this brother, Timothy Drew, he was born in the state of North Carolina, 1886. Well, there's some research that's been done about this guy named, I can't remember his name. He's a European.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Patrick Bond. And he was doing research on the origins of noble Dragoon. And what he found was that there was this guy named Thomas Drew who was born in the state of Virginia, January 8th, 1886.
Okay.
Well, if you look at Virginia and North Carolina on the map, it's right next to each other.
Yeah.
Not only that, you have the Sundry Freemen who came out of, I believe it was South Carolina.
Yeah.
And then, on top of that, you also have these tri-racial isolates known as the Melungeons,
Mm-hmm.
who, basically their origin is unknown. I don't know if you're familiar with, what is that colony? The colonies that disappeared in Virginia. Roanoke Colony, Virginia. This is a guy named Sir Francis Drake. He was something to the Queen. He was something to the Queen. He had something to the Queen. But there's a story of how he was taken, where he took some free Moroccans from that area, mm-hmm. from the area of from like Morocco, and brought them to Virginia. And then, later on down the line, the Roanoke people come. And then when the people, when the Roanoke relatives went back to their farm, they couldn't have it. It's because they mixed in with the people.
Yep.
So what you have in the DNA of what you call Asiatic Americans is quote unquote losers DNA. We have the DNA of all of the fallen, fallen parties to the church.
Uh-huh.
You will find that in our DNA, which gave birth to people like the Melungeons, the Isma-El Tribe, Louisiana Turks, the Lumbee, on and on. All of these triracial, these isolated triracial groups. And then even though goes as far as Florida, when you get to the Seminole region,
Yeah.
and that swamp and the swampland area, you know, if you know anything about York Ill or Malachi York, he will make a lot of claims and make up a lot of stories. But one thing is for sure, he was a York, and there was a York that was included in the loser set scout, who was also tied to that lady from Louisiana, who they call the Empress, Empress Veriachi. You know, minus all of the things that York said, that name York is still there. You can't erase them.
Yeah.
Who were tied to the Washita, who they say is also tied to the Prophet. So here you have it's a weird, like I said, it's a history.
Hey, if I can, I just want to add a few things to that. Like when you were saying, like in Florida, Hood Mystic said in the chat, the Moorish flag was still raised in Florida afterwards. You have Fort Negro, where they were raising the all red flag, you know, and there's like paintings that are like 200 years old where they're trying to show the scenery, you know, from Fort Negro and what they were going through. They had an all red flag, and if you like listening to what the brother's saying, like in this time period, right? Okay, with Tecumseh, somebody in the chat said Hakel, he said Tecumseh, that's Sheik T. Compte Bay. The Moorish flag went down with him in 1812. And, you know, you're listening to the timeline like the Prophet, 1886. You know, all of these things that are going on around this same time, you know, like before that, you know, you had the case with the Sundry Free Moors. And then you had another case, too, in that same region with people saying that they were Moors. You know, they're not Negro. They were, like, rejecting those labels that were being placed on them. Okay, so, you know, this was actually occurring all throughout this time. And then, of course, what happened in Illinois in between the time of Tecumseh and the Prophet, you had the person who later became president, Abraham Lincoln, defending William Dungy, who was being accused, you know, in court of being a Negro. And, you know, I guess he's... Yes, I guess he's married to a lady of European descent, and one of her cousins is accusing him of being a Negro. Maybe it was a land grab. This is one of the things they do, you know, or was being done, you know, to get us out of our, you know, inheritance. And they're trying to, you know, get him, you know, in a position where he can lose everything that he has, get jailed, you know, because Negroes aren't supposed to have property. And what was the argument? You know, Lincoln saying that he's a Moor in court. He's not a Negro, although it's not a crime to be a Negro, and he wins, right? And so all of this stuff is going on.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just, you know, I just wanted to make that connection for people that, you know, like, you know, that aren't really understanding, you know, what was going on in history right here in the country around that same time. Okay, so it's not a coincidence that you're seeing all these places and things, you know what I'm saying? Tecumseh, you know, was a prophet. Okay? All right? And this is like known, you know, this is something that, you know, is written down and marked throughout history.
Yeah, this is history.
Yeah.
And see, it's like whenever you have I guess you would say people that say, "Oh man, that's just a bunch of coincidence." It'll make itself known to you in another way where you can't erase it. Like for example, if you look at the old Northwest Territory in places like Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, you got Morocco. You have places like Morocco, Muhammad. You see what I'm saying? Cairo, in this region. So when you go to for key 33 was the present Moroccan Empire, Northwest Mexicans, which is the same thing as the old Northwest Territory.
Islam.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also, just to add on, there is another book called it's called The Lost Histories of America, and it's written by what's his name? Oh man, it's written by, I believe it was written by Lee King. You probably didn't fill it up.
I see something Bengali Harlem in the Lost History. Oh, nah, sorry, nah.
The Lost Histories of America.
Yeah.
And if you type in the Zodiac, it'll probably pop up.
All right.
But in my research,
Okay, yeah. All right, I see that William Blanket. It was put out in 1884.
Yeah, William Blanket. It's a book called The Lost Histories of America. And just to show you that, you know, this is beyond time and space, it's showing you right here, there's a part in the book where it talks about Tecumseh. And then it also talks about the people known as the Eligeri. The Eligeri, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm probably butchering the word, but it's capital A-L-L-E-G-E-W-I, or sometimes it's capital A-L-L-I-G-E-W-I.
All right.
But for short, they just say A-L-L-I. Which is, it's in our, what they call our authority, on the original 10 to the 59005. The name Ali to propagate the faith of Ali, A-L-L-I, in America.
Yeah.
Now, funny about that is, that name is tied to the mound builders. And that name has its origin with the Nanticoke, who are tied to the Montauk. You also have a bunch of natives known as the Delaware Moors. So the Moors were tied to the Nanticoke, who called the mound builders Ali. And if you read in that book, The Lost Histories of America, it tells you that the mound builders went into the area of the Shawnee, which is where Tecumseh comes from.
Hey, can you say that last thing again? It wasn't that clear.
Oh, which part?
Where the mound builders went into.
Oh, okay. It says in the book, Lost Histories of America, it says that the mound builders go into the Shawnee territory. They went into the Shawnee territory. So basically what they're saying is they intermingled with the Shawnee people, where this prophet Tecumseh rises up at.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no matter how you look at it, see now, this is where the work of King Bay comes in there.
Yeah.
And had I not had prior knowledge with the Zodiac and CM Bay, I wouldn't have been able to make that connection, because I wouldn't have been interested in that. I would have been looking in that direction. But because of, I deal with the information, and I set my emotions aside and deal with the information at hand.
Yeah.
Like with York. The name alone fits to Ben York, who is connected to Lewis and Clark, who is connected to, the whole Washington thing.
Yeah.
So it's relevant. All of this stuff is relevant. It's just knowing where to put it.
Islam.
And people look at this thing from the wrong perspective. Like, for example, I always like to use this example. What makes up a state? Islam, man.
Islam.
I was actually, what makes up a state?
A state. Let's see. Are you talking about a state is a political, a political union?
Yeah, we can say a political union.
Agreed upon political union.
Mm-hmm. So they'll be the people.
Yeah.
Because the people have to elect these officials who represent the state.
Mm-hmm.
So what about a state of mind? It's the same thing. And a lot of times you have, more than want to use the whole law perspective, which, there's nothing wrong with that for a history class. But if you look at it from a law perspective, they will often use the Dred Scott decision. And Missouri was a slave state. And it got so complicated that they had to send it to the Supreme Court. When you're dealing with the William Davis case, it stayed within that county.
Wow.
You see the difference?
Yeah.
And the area that I'm at, there's a river that separates Illinois and Missouri.
Uh-huh.
And what makes up the state is the mind of the people. And this is why the brother man, Prophet Noble Drawing, kept what they call the circle or the temple or the church together with the state. It was one. And he moved from New Delhi to the center of the country. And they will tell you it's the Middle West when it's actually the Middle East.
Yeah.
And up until World War II, the only people that took that, the lost tribe of Israel story was us. After World War II, we don't have World War II.
Mm-hmm.
The whole piece in the Middle East thing.
Yeah.
But
that's when they created the whole Israel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you look into the Melungeon DNA, you have the Jews or the people that call themselves Jews from Ethiopia have been found in the Melungeon gene pool, as well as the Jews that went through the whole Holocaust thing is also found in the Melungeon gene pool. So, as they are trying to reconstruct or rewrite history, it's becoming a part of our gene pool. And when people will say, if we see a female, if we ask a female what she mixed with, if we say black, white, and Indian, that is a Melungeon indicator.
Say that again.
I said, let's say we see a beautiful female.
Yeah.
And we ask her, man, what you mixed with? And she say black, white, and Indian.
Yeah.
That is a Melungeon indicator.
Yeah.
And you have some people that have more what do you call Native American or Indian DNA, and you have some people that have very little. But the point of it is, it's still there, and it shouldn't be there, according to the status quo.
Yeah. Yeah. The slave trade.
So it's like,
Yeah.
as they are trying to rewrite history, the Jews who went through the Holocaust are found in the Melungeon DNA pool. Also, the Jews from Ethiopia, the so-called Jews from Ethiopia, from the land of Abyssinia, is also found in that same gene pool.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, let's say they were going back in time and they were making changes.
Yeah.
Right? They can change that plan, but we know that a lot of very involved plans.
Yeah.
So what we find is that it keeps, no matter, you can try to erase it here, it's going to pop up somewhere else. And eventually we're going to start catching on to these points. And we're going to start connecting the dots.
Yeah. So it's happening right now. I mean, we wouldn't even be having this discussion,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Islam. And also the brother Hood Mystic said in the chat, in Chillicothe, Ohio, which is kind of the area we in, right? That was the birthplace of Tecumseh, and it's surrounded by mounds.
But man, let's talk about
Islam. Have you ever been to this area out here?
No. I've been to I've been to like Wisconsin, but I've never been to Ohio.
Okay.
But I want to go there.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk to them.
Not too far from that area. Then also there's the serpent mounds.
Oh man, see, man, we gonna have to do another show.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's Did you tell the people on how we first got in contact with each other? Or got in contact with each other?
I just briefly talked about, we were in a group chat,
Okay, what about the brother Asir the dude continues? When you had the you were advertising the show, and you had those symbols on the house, and I mean you had those symbols on the advertisement. I emailed you and told you like, yo man, those symbols copyrighted, they're part of the order, and this and that.
Which symbols are you? I can't even remember which symbols you were talking about.
It's the one with the unipersonal feathering. It's got the crescent moon.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's how we initially got in contact with each other.
Yeah.
And for some odd reason, you call Peter Moon and do a show with Peter Moon. And I'm telling you, like, yo, I noticed me and this dude, I'm really in like 4 or 5 of his newsletters. And, it's just like, then when we on the phone, I'm on a call, you ask him a question about where's the evidence of the pharaohs giving permission to the Moabites to inhabit this land, and then the phone cut off.
Yeah.
And
was
then,
crazy.
chapter 47, verse 6. One of the pharaohs, which happened to be a Melungeon himself, Lincoln, who represented the state of Illinois. And not to say that he was the pharaoh that gave us permission, but the fact that they called him pharaoh.
Yeah.
And the fact that he called North America Egypt of the West.
Wow.
Is the significance.
Islam.
So, all of this stuff is relevant. Everything is relevant. You can tie the queen into this through Sir Francis Drake, who was a mystic, by the way, a Rosicrucian, who happened to bring some Moors with him from Morocco and different places. And then this royal colony, then they disappeared, just like the Egyptians, so-called Egyptians and Aztecs.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Man, you know, wait, go ahead, brother.
And you know, and it's not that they disappeared; they migrated and mixed in with another group of people, and this is why you have even us as Moorish Americans and Asiatic Americans. We have, you know, a lot of the sub-Saharan African, that kind of thing pops up in the gene pool. East Asian, Southeast Asia, it's a whole bunch of stuff that shouldn't be there popping up in the gene pool.
Yeah. Islam.
And to make one more point, the prophet said that we have a bloodline of every nation running through our veins, which is why we have a cross spirit.
Islam.
So yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. Unless you got any more questions?
Now there was one question I had, man. You were speaking about Tecumseh and his little brother, and you know, of course, it was referred to as a prophet, and you were saying like that message was pretty much the same, like in alignment with what the prophet said, where they were telling people to return to their old ways, you know, return to the ways of their forefathers.
Yep. You can. This is in the Library of Congress. They have like correspondences with Tecumseh. There are correspondences with Tecumseh and one of the representatives. I think it's in my research somewhere. But yeah, if you read the letter, you thought you was reading the divine warning.
Yeah.
And the pleas.
Islam. So maybe we could you know, build on that at another time and get some quotes from that, you know, so that people can see the similarities and understand that this isn't a game, you know. All right. I mean, a lot of people ought to understand this by now, but you know, some people still on the fence. They're learning, and they don't really understand how deep this goes. So you know, with this Moorish paradigm, man, it runs deep, and I think, you know, just from listening, you know, people should know, like, you know, there may be way more to it, you know, than what you would get. Like, people are thinking the Moors are just thinking Spain or, you know, North Africa, and they're not knowing that extended over here as well, you know, or at least to portions of this area.
And also, just to come back on what you said, they thinking that it's they thinking that it's a religious thing, and they thinking that it starts with Prophet Noble Draw Lee. No, he rose out of the I guess you could say the rebel, or what you call it. He rose out of the you know what I'm trying to say, after the destruction, he rose out of that destruction. And he recaptured. He brought back something in our conscious mind that we used to want about.
Islam.
That is what makes him a prophet. And also the fact that the synchronicity with him is there's many. But the one that gave me confirmation, and which is why I study and deal with synchronicities like I do, is because on July 20th, 1928, there was a special meeting held with, I really got to get it out. I think everybody knows this, with Noble Drew Ali, Millie Eel, Marl Bay, present day, and former man. He, brother man wrote your father's, the 10-10-5-9-0-5 in the county of Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Then a year to that day, he transitioned, or he bailed his farm.
Yeah.
A year to the and the fact that nobody has disputed it. It is known. It's an artifact now. It's ancient. After like 100 years, it becomes ancient.
Yeah.
So now it can be moved. And the fact that he did it in the state of Illinois, in the like I tell you in that book, the history of Illinois, where it gives you the entire history of the Moors, and it also tells you that the Mohammedan religion frees the converts, while the Christianity enslaves the converts.
Yeah.
The fact that he did that in the state of Illinois makes that much more sense to me now.
Yeah.
And this is also where the Ben Isma-El Tribe is also at too.
Islam.
So this is closer to Islam. When there's some quotes, there's quotes that they call the oral statements. Statements that the prophet made. That basically it'd be he said, she said, that the prophet said.
Yeah, the hadiths. Yeah.
Why he moved from here? Why he moved from New Jersey to here? Because it was closer to Islam. If he didn't say that, something in his spirit knew to come here.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't come here, we would not be having this conversation. So everything is relevant.
Yeah.
Nothing is coincidental, especially when dealing with spirit. Spirit is outside of space and time, which is why he says this is a new era in time now. And then CMB got the clock of destiny.
Islam.
I'm sorry, I just keep making a lot of points. But when we say old heads, we also call them old timers.
Uh-huh.
Which is also, when you say old heads, those are old men. Old heads.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So all this stuff is relevant. Even when we say things, we don't understand the origin of things. When we say them, we just say it because it would sound right.
Yeah.
So everything is relevant.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now, so it's all starting to come together, man. We starting to figure it out.
Right.
And inshallah, we figure out what we have, what we actually have, what the Prophet brought, and move forward,
Man, stop playing with it, man.
Islam.
Because it's living. And that's not if you, I learned this brother named Brother Yamel Bay.
Uh-huh.
He told me that if you mess with more science is going to mess with you.
Yeah.
So that's in the positive and the negative.
Yeah.
So it's not a thing.
Islam. So I appreciate you coming on, man. We could go on and wrap things up. I think we can do this again in the future.
Okay.
And maybe go in on that. We didn't really get to talk about the Ben Isma-El Tribe, so maybe we could talk about that at another time. And show the connection. So I appreciate you for coming on. Check out the description if you want to know a bit more about this brother. He's going to have a book coming up. For the people watching this later on, the link will probably be in the description for you. So I just want to thank you again for coming on, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing this knowledge and wisdom with us. Peace and love, brother.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
All right.
Islam.
All right, Islam. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. once again, I thank everybody for coming in. Make sure you all hit like and subscribe. Okay, everybody hit like, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you share this video. Just keep tuning in. Hopefully me and Hood Mystic can get something going this week. I don't know about tomorrow, but hopefully we can do something too. So just stay tuned. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this video. It's a good amount of people watching, so everybody watching need to share this video once or twice. All right, and appreciate you all. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. I'm out.